Hey guys, what's up? It's Scott with Let's Keep It Simple, and today I'm going to show you how to get this custom tabbed effect on your iPhone or iPad. This tutorial was inspired by a Reddit user from a while back by the name of CinoFX. CinoFX basically created this really cool, interesting layout on his iPhone that basically mimicked tabbed folders. So I thought it would be fun to make a simple video to explain the steps that you need to be able to create this kind of effect, and then maybe give you the building blocks so that way you can make it your own theme. So now I'm going to walk you through these steps to show you how I got my iPhone to look and act like this. Luckily, these steps aren't too hard, however we are going to need a few things. Some people may find that they can do this with different Cydia tweaks, but the ones I'm going to be using are Springtomize 2.0, Gridlock, Folder Icons, Folder Enhancer, and Folder Enhancer Custom Background. I recommend downloading those now if you don't have them, as it's going to make this whole process a lot easier for you. Alright, so first, we're going to make our springboard have 5 rows. So launch Springtomize and click on your icons. Now make sure that you have turned on the custom number, then click on icons per line and set it to 5. Now scroll down to resizing and turn it on. You may find that you need to change these settings based on your tab's design, but I found that changing it to about 120% made my icons flip flushly on the sides of my iPhone. Now when we respring our device, we will probably see that our iPhone now has 5 icon rows. So let's assemble it so they have 3 stacks of 3 on our springboard. If your icons aren't staying in place, it's because you don't have Gridlock installed. Alright, so now that we have the icons the way we wanted to lay out, let's take a screenshot of our iPhone. Next, load that photo onto your computer and import it into Photoshop. You should also load up a background image of just your iDevice's wallpaper, so that way when you edit it, it looks perfect. I've made a folder on my desktop labeled Folder, and I have separated my iPhone for background, my wallpaper with icons, and the background image that I want to be in my folder. I recommend making some sort of folder hierarchy, so that way it'll be easier for you to remember what you're doing and where files are. So I'm also going to make a folder called Black Floor and a Black Floor underscore copy. The reason why I want to do that is because eventually I'm going to upload some of these files into my iPhone so that way I can activate the folder background via Winterboard. I also want a duplicate file just in case I screw something up, that way I have the originals. So now drag the following files into your Photoshop application to open them up. We want the FE folder BG at 2x, our iPhone's wallpaper, our screenshot, and we can also use whatever image we want to be our folder. I pre-selected this image from Google Images, and there is an external link in the description below. Now I'm no expert in Photoshop, so I'm not going to spend too much time here. But once you've placed the 3 layers down on top of each other, press and hold Command and click on the icon window for the FE folder BG at 2x. This should give you marching ants around that layer. Now click on the wallpaper layer to select that layer, and let's make a mask by clicking the black circle inside the square at the bottom of your layers panel. Now that we've masked our selection, we can either hide the layer or just place it behind for now, as we won't need it until later. For now, let's place the image we want to use as our folder on top of all of these layers. So go to File and Place and select the image. Make sure that your screenshot image is the layer directly underneath this while editing, so we can know exactly where those icons are. Once you've placed the image you're going to use for the folder, you may need to resize it so it fits over the icons you want to use. To help you see it, you may want to type 20 to reduce the opacity to 20%. This way you'll be able to see through it while you're editing. Now here's why it was so important we use Springtomize to lay out the icons first, because now we don't need to guess where the icons will go. So I'll grab the square marquee tool and select a point just past the second row of icons, because I only want my folder to reach across 3/5 of the screen. Then I will drag it down to the bottom right of the screen to make it even and let go. Now we need to make a tab as well. So you can click and hold Shift to drag and add a new selection to the marquee selection that we already have. Here is a square marquee selection like the one used in CinoFX's post. Now personally, with these icons, I'd like mine to be a bit more rounded, so I will undo that and change my marquee tool to a circle marquee and press Shift and drag to make this half oval shape right in the middle of the tab. Once I've done that, I will jump my selection to a new layer by pressing Command J on a Mac, and then I will bring back the opacity to 100% so I can get a preview of the whole thing. I'll hide the previous layer, and now I need to drag the new layer all the way until just the tab sticks out. Once I have it flush on the side, I will press the C button to bring up my crop tool and crop a crude box around this icon. Now it'll help if you make it 150 by 150 pixels. When that's done, I will save out the tab icon I just made into my folders folder as a PNG file, and create a new folder called Tab Final just to keep things organized. Now I'll go back into Photoshop and undo my last few moves until I'm right back here. So now what I want to do is I want to find my folder layer and drag it to the top. And now I'll bring up the crop tool by pressing C, and I will crop the area to fit that folder. And I'll press enter to apply the change. Now I'll hide all the other layers besides the folder I want, and here you can apply a drop shadow if you'd like. So I'll go ahead and give one a shot, and then I'll go ahead and save the file as a PNG file and save it over the FE folder BG at 2x.png in the blackfloor_copy folder. All I did here was click on it in the black floor folder so that way I didn't have to retype it. Then I'll press save as and do this 2 more times for the other 2 files. Make sure that you save them out as PNG files or else you won't see any change when you respring your phone. So now we've created our own custom background images and our own custom tab icon. So now the next thing to do is to add these to our iPhone. So in order to do this, you're going to use the SSH client. To keep it simple, I'm going to use Diskaid, and on my iPhone, I'm going to navigate to User, Media, Folder Icons, and now I'm going to drag and drop my custom tab icon into this folder. Now I need to rename mine since I've done this a couple times. Alright, so now we've uploaded a custom tab into our iPhone. However, we still need to upload the custom background for the folder. So now I'm going to navigate to Library, Themes, Black Floor, Bundles, com.apple.springboard, and replace the files with the files from the blackfloor_copy folder that we created earlier. Now I press refresh, although I'm not entirely convinced that this matters at all. And then you're going to need to respring your iPhone or iPad to refresh the changes, and we will now be ready to activate the custom tab and folder background on our iPhone or iPad. Alright, so first go to your settings app and scroll until you see your folder icons. Make sure you switch it to enabled and then scroll down to any of the folders you want to change. Click on it and then scroll down to the icon name and then scroll down until you find your tab icon that you just created. Tap on it to choose it and go back and change as many of your folders to your new folder icon that you just created as you'd like. Now go into your settings app again and scroll to Folder Enhancer. Click the Appearance tab and switch Use Image File on. Now exit out and open up Winterboard. When you open up Winterboard, click on the theme that you edited. In this case, it was Black Floor. Now you just need to respring your iDevice, and when it boots back up, you should have all of these changes made. And so now you may end up playing around with this and creating your own awesome unique tab folder effect or something completely different that's also really cool. And if you do, I encourage you to share your great unique ideas that you've created with us at Let's Keep It Simple. To be completely honest, I didn't know how to do a lot of these things on my iPhone until I saw this photo and got inspired to try to figure it out. And then I ended up learning a lot more stuff about my phone that I ever would have known. And so, I hope I kept this video simple for you and inspired you to take the steps to learn how to modify your own iPhone icons, tabs, or even your folders. Well, as always, this is Scott with Let's Keep It Simple. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.